What's up, YouTube? So, I'm back. For real this time, I'm going to be consistent. I know I said that last time, but we're not worried about last time. We're worried about this time. I'm going to be consistent with my videos. So, we just going to do like a quick little yap session talking about everything and nothing at the same time. And eventually, I'm going to figure out my filming schedule and just how I want to go about my contribution to the content space, because I watch a lot of YouTubers and I'll be having a lot to say. So I figured I need to get back to doing my own thing, because sometimes my opinions are similar, sometimes they're very much different. And why not express that? So yeah, consistency this year, for real. Because the next BravoCon, I need to be like walking around doing interviews or something. I need to be in the mix with the other creators. So I think that's what, 2027. So plenty of time to get my together, and that's what we're gonna do. So with that being said, I came on here to yap about one of my favorite shows on Bravo, Summer House, okay? Elite TV. So good. From season 1 till now. I think we're on season 10. It's just chef's kiss. No notes. Every year, even though it's kind of like, it can be similar drama, similar stories, but they just managed to keep it fresh and keep it interesting. So I keep coming back. I'm still upset that Winter House is no longer. They need to bring that back, because what's my good sister, I can't remember her name, from Martha's Vineyard, that ruined the damn show. That's a whole nother thing that I might make a video on that, actually, because I had a lot to say about that season, the last season of Winter House, and how she played in everybody's face and just came over with that negative energy, doing too much. But yeah, Summer House has been really good this season. I really like KJ. He is a great addition, might I say. Yeah, my favorite. Because we got we got KJ, we got Dara through KJ, Ben, Bailey, and Levi. Oh, and Mia, Sierra's friend. Yeah. So yeah, KJ's my favorite. I like that he's grounded. I like that he's normal, for lack of a better word, I guess. He just seems like the cool dude you meet outside, and he's just chill. He's chill, but he brings that fun energy. So I think he meshes well with some of the other housemates that can be a little rowdy, little, you know. Where do I want to start? So let's start with Kyle and Amanda. The divorce that everybody saw coming. So I've said from the beginning, from season 1, they weren't compatible. I don't know why we kept trying to make fetch happen, because they just weren't. They shouldn't have been together in the first place. Kyle was the party boy, and I feel like Amanda came in and she was matching that energy, because remember, 9 years apart. I forget how old Kyle was when he first came on the show, but he's 43 now. So, oh, there you go. So, what, 10, so 33 when he came on, that's crazy, actually. Saying that out loud, that's crazy, actually, because I don't know, I feel like he gave younger, but okay, I guess that's right. I mean, if we're talking 10 seasons, so okay, anyway, math, hello. Anyways, so Kyle came on, party guy, center of the show, breakout, standout personality, star, great. Amanda came in, she was matching the energy, they was all good. And then as she started wanting to get serious, and as they were getting older, she figured, yeah, so we're gonna kind of pull back on this, right? This lifestyle, this thing we're doing, like, we can still have fun as a married couple, but like, we're transitioning, right? While everybody else is still doing the stay out all night, coming home random people, all about thing. And the whole time, I feel like he was telling her, like, nah, like, I'm good with that. I'm good with what we're doing. Aren't you good? Aren't we having fun? Summer should be fun, you know. That's his little slogan that he came up with. And she was just like, yeah, fun, but when is it time to tone it down? And they just never got on the same page with that. And so for me, red flag, why would you marry somebody that is pretty much showing you and telling you, I have no plans on slowing down? It's very clear that Kyle is an extrovert and Amanda is an introvert. That's where the whole bed bugs thing came about with her, Sierra, and Paige, because they like to stay home. They're cool with doing nothing. They weren't trying to be out all night with the rest of the house. And opposites can attract, yes, but my personal opinion, when you're too opposite, when it's too much push and pull, trying to get the other person to do the things you want to do, and one or both people are compromising too much, then that never works. Also speaking from experience, because I'm very much outgoing. I have a little bit of, I can sit down in the house, little bit of introvert in me, but I lean more extrovert. Very much go sit at the bar, talk to strangers, drink, turn up, do my thing, with company, without company. I don't have an issue with that. So if I meet a guy and he's like, oh, I don't go out, I like staying at home. I don't have no problem staying at home. I don't really care to do things. Then I'm not going to talk to you, because you're going to be mad at me because I'm still stepping out without you. And then I'm going to be mad at you because you don't want to come with me. Which I feel like same thing with Kyle and Amanda. He wanted her to come and do stuff with him and want to be enmeshed in this lifestyle. And she wanted him to come to the house and let's go up to Jersey or upstate New York, get our house, get our land, open to, it seemed like at least she was open to then starting a family after he did these things. And he was kind of like, yeah, nah, I'm good. That sounds boring. So why they would turn around and get married anyway, I don't understand. But that's why we are here where we are in 2026, where they filed for divorce. Hopefully it goes smoothly. I know they don't have a prenup. I don't even want to know what that looks like, because Loverboy being kind of, what do you call it? Draining cash from them is crazy to me. This season, I just watched the last episode right now with him talking about that he put $500,000 into Loverboy so he could even pay his staff, because he didn't want to fire anybody. So now this is the part that I don't understand, and I would love for somebody to ask Kyle this. I might have to go and see, has there been any interviews lately? How is it that every bar I go to, there's a Truly, what are the other little drinks? I don't like those seltzers, so I can't think off the top of my head. Truly's the main one I came to. But all these canned cocktails, why is it that yours are nowhere to be found when that's like the thing? Especially with the non-blacks. And no offense, but they love those seltzers. So how are you not in any of the bars? what is your I don't know if you have a management type of sector for the company, but like, what does that look like that you haven't brokered any deals to put yourself also in these settings, or getting arena deals, what else, concert venues? Like, why is your product nowhere but in the store? That's all you guys drink on the show. You make it a point to show the merch, drink that at all the parties. Obviously, that's the attention you want in your product. But I just don't understand after all these years why you're nowhere else outside of the show. And I've had the cocktails. I found them at my local HEB, and I wanted to try them, so I did. Not my go-to, but they weren't bad. But like I said, I'm not a seltzer girl, so kind of hard for me to judge. But they weren't bad. Would I drink them again? Yes. So how about that? I would drink them again. I would try them again. So yeah, he needs to figure that out, because that's crazy to me. But I'm not a business person. I don't really know how that stuff goes, so I can only just comment outside looking in. Why is it not taking off? But the liquor industry is also hard, which we've seen from other housewives who have tried to collab and come out with their own wines and partner with these different tequila brands, vodka brands, whatever, and it goes nowhere, or it's nasty and not good quality. So there's that also. What else besides that? Yeah, they're just not, like I said, they just haven't been compatible ever. So to get married to me was a big mistake anyway. You can love somebody and have a great friendship with them and date for a long time, and you just don't need to go and tie the knot. And for me, that's been evident. They haven't been able to get along. Amanda talks to him terribly, in my opinion. Not saying they're both to blame, so there's no one side or the other person's side. She talks to him like she's disinterested. Her body language always comes off like he's annoying her, like she don't want to be bothered with him. So I'm just kind of like, how long ago did the love fade? Because clearly he always talks about how there's no intimacy. So she's clearly turned off by you. She clearly doesn't like you. You're not making her happy. And then they're always ping-ponging back and forth, where he's like, well, you're not doing this, and that's why we're disconnecting. And she's like, well, we're disconnected because you're not doing the things I asked. And so therefore, I don't even want to see your face. Why are we still doing this every summer? Why are we coming to the house with this negative energy every summer? It's been a chop. They could have did this 5 years ago and been moved on and been probably in other situations or single or whatever and being happy. Also, what does Amanda do for money? I'm assuming influencer stuff. I know she did the swimsuit collab thing, so maybe that went well. I don't know. I'm just wondering what that looks like for her post-divorce, but I'm sure she'll be fine, because if he's in debt with Loverboy, but with no prenup, and she has like a stake in the business, now I'm wondering, does she take on some of that debt and stuff too? Like, how does that work? I'm going to be keeping my eye on that, because I'm interested to know about that. Okay, so now hold on. So I looked up everybody's signs because I'm a zodiac girly, and I was curious to see some of the compatibilities and things in the house. Very interesting. I did not remember that Kyle is a Leo also. I don't know why that slipped my mind, because that's evident with his fiery temper. I'm gonna try not to cuss, even though I know you can cuss on YouTube after like the first couple minutes, but I'm gonna try my best in this video at least to curve the cussing. But yeah, I remember that Amanda is a Leo because her birthday is like right around J Lo's. I don't know if they have the same birthday or like a day apart. But yeah, Kyle's a Leo. So okay, interesting. 2 fire signs. I'm curious to know Kyle's moon and Amanda's really because she doesn't give Leo as much. The only thing that gives Leo to me about her is like the vanity aspect. She's very much like into self, her appearance, that kind of thing. But her nonchalantness makes me wonder what her moon and rising are. And then with Kyle, he definitely gives Leo 100% to me. But then the sensitivity and the fact that he's always like crying and having these meltdowns, that gives me maybe like a Cancer moon, Cancer rising. No offense to the Cancers, I love y'all, but yeah, it gives me like water moon and rising. So I would like to know that. So now let's talk about the interaction from this past 2 episodes with Kyle, Amanda, Ben, and Bailey. So it's Amanda's birthday. Oh, okay, hold on. This is what happens when I ramble. So I know for sure that I'm not gonna be a YouTuber that does the whole like, oh, let's go scene by scene and break down da da da. No, I'm more of a conversationalist. If you haven't been able to tell, and my mind just goes like this, and I'll just think of things, or I'll have things written down, and I'll go from this point to that point, back to that point to this point. So hopefully y'all can get jiggy with that, because I just feel like everybody does the whole scene by scene thing, and I don't want to be like everybody else. I want to yap. I'm a yapper, so that's what we're gonna do. Anyways, Ben, Bailey, Amanda, Kyle. The whole thing with Amanda's birthday, when they were going around the table and she said, say something nice about me, and Bailey said, oh, of course Ben's gonna say something that shows that he wants to sleep with you. And everybody's freaking out, making this whole big thing. Now, I did not think that how Ben approached Bailey upstairs was rude or anything like that. He wasn't yelling at her. He was upset, but to me, he didn't come off as aggressive or anything like that. I thought that it was a normal reaction. So Bailey has to work on that. Therapy for all. The whole house needs therapy. Okay, let me just preface this conversation with that. The whole house needs therapy. But Bailey definitely needs to get therapy, because she obviously has trauma stemming from her past relationship, because she was very much distraught and very much like triggered by a man coming at her with energy that was not flirty or fun. And like I said, to me, Ben didn't do anything wrong, because what you said was rude. The manner you said it was rude. I think that she was trying to be funny, which, okay, cool. I'm queen of a joke, queen of inappropriate joke, so I get it. But it would have been better had you said like, oh, of course Ben is gonna reference something physical or something. You could even say maybe something superficial, as opposed to the compliments that everybody else gave. That would have went over a little well. But playing devil's advocate, I really hope that they address this at the reunion too. We're not gonna sit up here and act like, roll that beautiful bean footage, that Ben and Amanda have not been flirting since he was introduced and came into the house. Because even I said on those first couple episodes when he came in the house, I'm watching like, this is giving a little bit more than just, oh, my friend, and we were in Italy all together for another person's wedding, and it was just fun, and oh, we skinny dipped. Like, no. It was very much giving there's some sexual tension there, and that Ben likes you more than what's being said. And, you know, now y'all trying to make it seem like, oh my God, why would you say something like that in front of her husband? And it's like, okay, yeah, that may have been inappropriate to say, but we're not going to act like it's not true. And the fact that they, in the mid-season trailer, Amanda, now, of course, we don't know the context until we see the episode, but the fact that Amanda made the comment of saying, oh, Ben wanted to F me in Italy, as if, to me, I took it as something that she came out and told Kyle, like they had some kind of side conversation, maybe while Kyle was drunk or Kyle was doing whatever, and they talked about that in Italy. Yeah. Ben, if that's the case, you better come apologizing to Bailey at the reunion, because if not, I'm gonna be in the comments lighting you up, because not cool. I didn't look up Bailey and Ben signs. I wonder what theirs are, but maybe the next time I do a video, then I'll comment on that. And I couldn't find KJ's, but he gives me water or air energy, especially with how fast he's moving with Dara, and that he's just like a lover boy. But that could also come from his upbringing, being raised in a house with all girls. And he kind of said, coming in the beginning of the season, that, you know, he's a commitment guy and that he's like always in a relationship, blah blah blah. So not surprising that they're moving fast, but I would prefer for them to slow down, because we don't want another Lexi and Jesse situation, which I don't think that will happen, because KJ is too chill. But you just never know. People get crazy when the feelings start getting involved and they start getting wrapped up into each other. Let's see. So, speaking of Jesse, so the whole thing with Jesse and Sierra, I had a lot of feelings on this too. I didn't know Jesse was a Gemini, which, moment of silence for that, because I don't care for those. But it also kind of makes sense to me. Also can see it, just the personality, the flirtatiousness, the way he moves with women. Not surprising. And then we know Sierra's a Capricorn. Girl after my own heart. I love an earth sign. I too am an earth sign. So that's my jam. And Sierra is also one of my faves in the house. Now that Paige is gone. Paige was on number 1. Sierra was a 1.5. I love both of them. But Sierra also needs some therapy. I hope she's in it. I know she, takes medicine for her depression and her mood. But I really hope that she's in therapy and actually like getting to the root of her childhood trauma and her issues with her father and her upbringing and her parents' relationships, because I think that has a huge effect on how she moves in life and even throughout the house and with Wes. And you can just see it without going too much into my own business, okay, because we're not doing that on today's video. But yeah, you could just see it. And so if I had the chance to talk to her, I would just be like, sister, stop. First of all, you got to let your guard down. So that's number 1. You just have to. If you want to date, if you want to be out here with these men, what did Heavenly say on Mary's Medicine? They're gonna disappoint you. That's just the cut and dry. Case closed. We really can cut the video. Okay, they're gonna disappoint you. So it's a matter of, how do you move past that? And do you care enough about this guy to move past that, or is that a deal breaker for you? Because ain't none of them gonna be perfect. So if you're looking for a fairy tale, if you're looking for some happily ever after 50, 60-year marriage, we just gotta be realistic. Most marriages are done after 8 to 10 years. And that's just the truth of the matter. And that's not to be a pessimist, but that's just what it is. So you either gonna find the one that you can be compatible with and see if you can commingle, or be single and just do your thing. Or just find one that you can tolerate enough and have your baby and do your thing. And you make your own money. You don't have to be tied down to nobody. And then when you're ready to walk, you can walk. But that's just me on the outside looking in, because when she said at the dinner this last episode, and she was crying, because people be in my DMs or leaving comments and saying like, you let a white man play you on TV. I feel like the thing with Wes was, okay, let me think. How am I trying to put this? So Wes, I feel like at least he was authentic. I feel like at least you can tell that he liked you, and he was really trying to kind of foster something with you, but he has his own issues because he don't know what he wants, and he wanted to have his cake and eat it too. Like, he wanted you, but then when it came to committing to cutting all the rest of these hoes off and just being locked in with you, he wasn't ready. Because it's now, we talking, you're from Kansas, you just now moving into a big major city, a melting pot with fine-ass women everywhere. Now you're on TV. Now you got girls that's going to be in your DMs just because, oh, you on TV, you on Summer House, you on Bravo. And now you got all these other options. Now you don't want to put yourself in a position like a Kyle where you end up doing something and you hurt her even more. So I'd rather hurt you and say, I can't be in a relationship right now, even though we already kind of been doing a relationship thing, and cut ties and let you go. So that's its own separate thing, and I just feel like I really want to see how the rest of this season goes, because now you're back flirting, you're back doing all the things that you were doing before, but what's gonna change? Are you ready to be in a relationship now? Because if you're not, and you know that's what she wants, then why are we playing games? So I think she needs to be more upset that she let Austin with his, let me not, Austin, who is unattractive to me. we gotta try to be nicer to people, because we're not trying to drag people unless they deserve it. So yes, Austin, who I think is not cute, that's the one you let play you on TV, not Wes. That's the one that you should have never scrub your body clean. Okay, New Year, drop him off the body count, because yuck. Anyways, and as far as Jesse, because I'm not done with him. As far as that Jesse talking about that he didn't know what he was looking for and that he misread the situation with Sierra, you didn't misread anything when you've been flirting with her for the past 2 seasons. You've been doing your little thing since her and Wes, since that's been over. But then you're gonna go to him and ask him, oh, what if I'm trying to kiss her? What if I'm trying to make out with her? Huh? What do you mean? So what did you misread? If you don't know what you're looking for. Again, grown men who want to have access to these women, but when the women say, hey, like, I'm not a toy, if we're gonna do something, then these are the standards. And then it's like, oh, wait, hold up. Oh, you trying to be serious? Someone trying to do all that. Okay, but then when y'all go out, that's what those girls are for. The ones that come up to y'all and they're like, they have like stars in their eyes because y'all on TV. Those are the ones that y'all should be playing with, not the women in the house anyway because it's messy. And then not women who explain to y'all that they're looking for boyfriends if y'all are not looking to be a boyfriend. That irks my soul. Because leave women alone. For real. Bailey and Carl, I could see that working. She says she's ready for a nice guy. Carl's an Aquarius, so sweetheart, sweetie pie. And especially now that he's sober, been sober for years, I feel like he has Carl and Lindsay, another Leo. First of all, the house full of Leos, full of fire signs, which makes sense all the arguing from the past seasons. But because I think Hannah's a Leo too. Anyways, Carl and Lindsay, that should have never happened. Just because, let me take another sidebar, okay? Just because you are friends with somebody of the opposite sex, and y'all might have like good chemistry, y'all might flirt a little bit, you might not, you might be attracted to each other, whatever the case is, doesn't mean that y'all need to be romantic. That's what y'all have to learn out here in these streets while y'all are shaking and moving and grooving. Everybody is not meant to date. I have a few male friends from high school, and we don't go there because you need platonic friends of the opposite sex. You need to be able to just hang with them. You need to be able to run things by them. Everybody is not meant to be a romantic partner. And now, look at where we at. Y'all had a whole engagement that blew the fuck up, and now y'all barely have a friendship. And she done moved on, had a baby and everything. Carl's still, I guess, looking for love and trying to see what he's doing and what he's got going. I'm very interested to know how Carl is as a boyfriend. Lindsay is not a good barometer to measure that by because she's cuckoo crazy. Gorgeous. Saw her at BravoCon, took a picture with her. Gorgeous. I would give her that in person. But cuckoo nutbird crazy. So I'm curious to know why Carl can't seem to kind of figure out what he's doing when it comes to the dating. Like, is it a you problem? Is it not? I don't know. But yeah. This season, it's really good. It's really good. The mid-season trailer looks super bomb. Like I said, I want to know really what's gonna happen with the whole. I think Wes and Sierra should give it another chance, but because I like them together, but only if he's ready to be serious. It's really no in between, and I just feel like he's battling with himself again. Go see the lady. Where's the therapy? Because why is it that you can't commit? What is the issue? What's the blockage that's keeping you from being like, hey, Sierra, I want to be your man. Let's do this. Let's try it. And then from there, if it doesn't work for whatever reason, then it just doesn't work. But I also think that Sierra needs to still work on herself, because crying and feeling like, oh, these guys, they just look at me like this. Like, stop internalizing the issues of men and making them your problem or your issue. That's what I will also tell her. Hey, Sierra, if you ever see this, I love you. Stop internalizing that shit. Because men being dirtballs and horn dogs and all that and playing games and, oh, I'm going to see if I can kiss her and all this extra that ain't got nothing to do with you. Don't internalize that. They would do that no matter who it was in the house that they were attracted to that was single. If it was Levi, they would have did it with her. If it was Bailey, they would have did it with her. If Mia was available, they would have did it with her. So it's not a you thing. It's not a, oh, guys only want to come to me for this. Or I know she said something like, it seems like guys only like the idea of me and just want to experience me, but they don't want to be with me. Stop that. That's just men. That's not because of you're doing something wrong. Girl, if you know you want a relationship and you talking to a guy and he ain't trying to be serious, then that's when you know to just get the hell on. That's why, look at KJ and Dara, intentional dating. Look at how Carl approaches women, mostly, I would say. Intentional dating. Look at Ben and Bailey. She was liking on him. Boom, something happened. He showed a side of himself that she decided, oh, I don't care for that. I don't care how you approach me on that. And she's like, oh, the crush is done. Like, you might still be fine, but me liking you, that's over with. And so that's what you do. You don't get wrapped up into, and Capricorns are lover girls. You don't get wrapped up into men so much that you let the crush outweigh developing the friendship enough so that you can see multiple sides of them, and that way you can really determine, do I like you? Are we compatible on most levels? And can certain stuff be compromised or not? So that's my 2 cents on the matter. I'm really sad Paige isn't back because that's my girl. But yeah, that's my summer house yap session for right now. Like I said, I know for sure I'm not going to be coming and doing the episode by episode, scene by scene, because first of all, summer house is not that deep. They mostly be partying and drinking, turning up, so it's not a thing like that for me to be trying to pull out 20 minutes of talking for one episode. So I like this style better of like, let's just come on here and yap. Quickly, just 2 things quickly, and then for real I'm gone. But I'm back. I've been watching House of Villains. So good. If you're not watching, watch House of Villains. If you like competition, fun, campy game shows. I used to be a challenge fanatic. I kind of fell off a few seasons ago. I think when they started kind of mixing in like the reality stars, like the dating show people, and like they did some kind of British crossover. It just started getting, no, I don't want to say weird. Just not the challenge that I know and love from the 2000s, where it was like only real world road rules people. But I do want to get back into it, so I might start watching that again and then give a little commentary. But House of Villains, very good, super easy watch. Like I said, it's campy, it's fun. I just wanted to make a quick comment about the whole. This shouldn't be a spoiler. If you're watching past this point, then it's not a spoiler for you. The Johnny and Sandoval argument, the beating of the chest these two were doing on TV. So I was thinking about it after the episode, because I was like, why did Johnny go crazy on Sandoval like that? Like, first of all, it wasn't that deep. Second of all, Sandoval is so sensitive, and anybody that's watched him over the years on Vanderpump Rules, we know that. Him and Schwartz, very sensitive. They can be a-holes, but they're so sensitive. So instead of arguing, I don't understand why Johnny didn't take the approach to, instead of like being like, oh, we were outside the house, he would never talk to me like that, alluding that, okay, I would have beat you up. Why not be like, hey, Sandoval, you're coming at me, and I've apologized for something that I did that you took as malicious or whatever the case may be. But you did something that the world got on your ass about and was on you for like a year straight and would not let go, not even with the jaws of life. And you were forgiven by, I don't know, most people, some people, I don't know. But you were forgiven. You know, you're back on TV, you're in the mix, you're not getting as much probably hate comments and death threats and whatever you were getting before. But if you could go through that and come out on the other side, and you were seeking forgiveness at the time for something you did that was egregious, how is it that you're holding something over my head and this is a game? It's just a game. I'd have been like, calm down. And so I just feel like if he had approached it that way and Tom still couldn't see from his point of view, like, oh yeah, you know, I am tripping. It's just a game. You didn't put me on the hit list when it came down to it, you know, whatever. Then what's the deal? Because you can forgive Tyson, who is playing his own game, when what's her name, Kate, found this whole list to show you that you were in the alliance, but they was kind of looking at you like, kind of like, if we need to boot somebody, it's gonna be Tom. So you can forgive Tyson that he's kind of snaking and doing his own thing, but you can't forgive Johnny. It's not making sense. So yeah, that's just my little sidebar on House of Villains that I wanted to say, because they were both tripping, and the male ego is very funny thing, very fragile thing. But I'm watching that. I'm watching Mob Wives for the first time, which is crazy, because what was I doing in 2011? Was there Jersey Shore on? Because that's probably what I was watching. Because I'm like, how did I miss Mob Wives? It's so good. It's so good. And seeing Drita on House of Villains, that's what made me start Mob Wives. Because I was like, you know what? I never watched. And I just remember, like, Big Ange, obviously, and, like, the fighting aspect of the show. But never watched the show to really figure out, like, what was going on. And I want to see how everything plays out now, because Drita's looking to get a divorce. Renee, she got some with her. She's nuts. Karen in her book, and then Miss Pickme Carla. They're all pick-me's, but in their own ways. So I'm stopping myself from looking at anybody's Instagram. I don't want to see anybody's kids. I don't want to see where are they now. I'm just watching and enjoying organically. So I'll have more commentary about that as I watch. I'm only on like season 2, episode 3. So and they've already fought. You know, it's very. I'm gonna go for real. It's very interesting to me how they fight each other, and then they could just be like, okay, and apologize and like keep it moving. Crazy, because you throw hands with me as my friend, ain't no coming back from that. We're done. But yeah, I'm excited for Real Housewives of Rhode Island. I think that's starting soon. I forget the date, but I know. And was it April? No, was that Atlanta or both? I know Atlanta's coming, so I'll be back on here, and I might put those two together. I don't know yet. Talking about Atlanta and Rhode Island, because I'm very interested to see. Rhode Island looks really fresh, and it gives like that old housewives feel, like before they all get all big-headed and just kind of self-producing and all that. And K. Michelle's funny, so I know Atlanta's gonna be good. Pinky, I'm interested to see her personality outside of being an entrepreneur and a restaurateur. So yeah, thank you if you made it this far. Like I said, I'm a yapper, so if y'all like to hear a person talk, you would probably get that from me. I was gonna say maybe not every video, but debatable. So yeah, Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all next time. Bye.